Hello, Thrifty music collectors, and all of you watching this video on YouTube, all of you in the VC. I'm Tim, and this is another episode of Tim's Thrifty Music. I'm coming at you from the music cell. Sorry I didn't do this on Monday. I was sick on Monday, and yesterday I was still with the after effects for Monday, and earlier today I had some medical tests being done, but I'm doing the video now. I started off last week. First couple days I didn't do any spinning, and I didn't think I'd do too much spinning over the weekend. I spun more than I thought during the week, so with that said, I better start showing you the music now, because this might take a while again. I'm sorry about that, but with that said, I'll start showing you the music. Starting off from 1982 on Swan Song. This is Bad Company, Rough Diamonds. Of course, this is the one with the Electric Land on it, and that's a big one out. That's a big one that you might have heard off it, and I also like Downhill Rider off of here and Racetrack. It's an interesting cover on it because the edge is has cross cut like this, and the cover's die cut, as you can see there. And of course it's Bad Company. Next up, for Bad Company, Desolation Angel on Swan Song from '79. Of course, this one has a classic hit, Rock and Roll Fantasy on it. And of course, like Go Atlanta. I have to rearrange some stuff here. Okay, this next one, it's from a classic. It's from a classic rock group, but it's a later album after long while after their classic hits dried up. This is Bachman Turner Overdrive. This is from 1984. This is after Randy Bachman had left the group for a while, and this is after he came back, and he had formed Iron Horse while he was gone, and he brought some members of Iron Horse back with him on this album, and I really like this album. Actually, it's from '84. I really like the song "Service with a Smile" on here, and For the Weekend. It's just a pretty good album in my opinion. It's from '84 on Complete Entertainment Corporation is the label on it. Okay, this one I remember I got for 10 cents at a thrift store in real clean shape. It's Joan Armatrading, Light of Hand. It's from 1986 on A&M, and if you notice on the back, it's that gold stamp promo. It's real. The vinyl is real clean, and I paid 10 cents for it. There weren't really any hits off this album, but this was my first Joan Armatrading album, and I'm just amazed with her musicianship on it. Don't know why I'm a little tongue-tied today. Next up, a classic album in my opinion, from the '70s. This one didn't have any hits on it. This band's not really known as much for this album, but don't know why they're not. This is Archant in Deep. This is the song where, or the album where the song God Gave Rock and Roll to You first appeared on. Yes, they're the ones that originally did the song. Russ Ballard, the guy that wrote the song, was a member of Archant. But in my opinion, their original version is a lot better than Kiss's version of it. This album's from 1973 on the Yellow Label Epic, and it's gatefold, and I just really like this album. Along with God Gave Rock and Roll to You, it has It's Only Money Parts 1 and 2, and Christmas for the Free and Candles on the River. Like I said, I just like this album throughout, like with Rod Archant on the keyboards and stuff. And here's the Archant album that most people are familiar with. It's the album All Together Now. Of course, this is the one with Hold Your Head Up and Tragedy on it. And of course, it's a gatefold, and it has a booklet inside of it that talks a little bit about all the members of the band in here. And this is from 72 on Epic. And it's a Yellow Label Epic also. Okay, so this next one's a group that not as many people have heard of. It's a group called Apollo 100. They were a short-lived band in the early 1970s. They had one hit with the song called Joy, which was based on Bach's Jay-Z, Joy of Man's Desiring. What this group did, they took like classical and chamber music, and they added they wove in a rock sound with the music, and like I said, they just had a hit with the one song, but that's not on this album. But on this one, they have stuff like Amazing Grace and the Nutrocker and William Tell. Beethoven 9 on here. You do hear somewhat of Joy on it. This is from 1972 on Mega Records and Tapes. Okay, this is a group that I saw back in 1978 open up for Styx at the Iowa State Fair. That's Angel. This is their album Sinful from 1979 on Casablanca. They didn't really have any big hits, but they were a hard rock band. They were pretty much a hair metal band, but hair band from the 70s, from the late 70s, and Greg Jeffriet, the keyboard player of the band, he went on to form the band Jeffriet that had a couple hits in the 70s. But this one has some of the songs I like on here off this album. It's like Lovers Live On and Don't Take Your Love. Those are the two of the big ones I like on here. Next one, another one by Angel. This is the album White Hot. This is also on Casablanca. This one's from, oh boy, trying to see the year on here. I can't not seeing it at the moment. That's a bad thing about getting older. You can't read the finer print as well. Unless you have a lot better lighting than what I have right now. Okay, this is from 77 on Casablanca. And And on this one, they do a cover of the Rascal song "Ain't Gonna Eat Out My Heart Anymore," which I really like, and they also do "Don't Leave Me Lonely," which is pretty good. And this is and the Winter Song is a good song on here. This is another song that I really like, or another album that I really like by them. Of course, what am I saying? I like all of their albums that I have. Okay, another album by them. This is On Earth as It Is in Heaven. This is also on Casablanca. It's from, if I remember right, this is from 77 also. Yes, it's from 77, and this has a telephone exchange on it, and Can You Feel It, and She's a Mover. And the last of their albums that I spun during the past week and a half is their debut album, which is from 75 on Casablanca. Of course, this one is one with the song Tower on, which a lot of people, which is the biggest one that people have heard. It's and it also has the Angel theme song on it, and Rock and Rollers is good. This is a real good debut album. And of course, I like their symbol on here too. This on the cover here. Next up is Arcadia, so we're at the Rose, which adds some of the members of Duran Duran in it. But of course, it had its Election Day and Goodbye Us Forever on here. And this is trying to remember what year this was. It's on Capitol, and of course they always did they're notorious for printing the stuff so small. I think it's around 85, 86. But I'm trying to make sure of that. I can't really see it down here right now, so suffice it to say it's from in the 80s. But this is an album that I do thoroughly enjoy the album. Okay, now for some Canadian rockers. This is April Wine. This is their album, The Nature of the Beast. This has Sign with a Gypsy Queen on it, and Just Between You and Me. Those were the two big hits of here. This does have some of the 70s sound, unlike Caught in the Crossfire is does sound like 80s, like the keyboards and stuff. This is from like it's either 81 or 82. It's on Capitol. Another one on Capitol. Like I said, it's from 81 on Capitol. Oh, and but yeah, I like it. And then I have this one, Harder, Faster, from 1980 on by them on Capitol. Also, this has like Say Hello and 21st Century Schizoid Man and I Like to Rock. Just keep hitting my laptop. Okay, next up, of course, it covers a little beat here, but the album's plays pretty good. It's Adamant, Friend or Foe. This has like Goody Two Shoes on it. Was a hit on here, and He does a cover of the Doors song "Hello, I Love You." This is shoot, this is from '82 on Epic. Now going back to, if I remember, this is from around 1962 or no 63 on RC8. This is Paul Anka. Songs I wish I'd written. This as he just does covers of 15 songs that he really liked at the time, and of course it's in mono. It's one, if I remember right, I had gotten for free, and I just had thoroughly enjoyed listening to him singing some of these old classics, sort of like "The End of the World" and "All I Have to Do Is Dream," "Oh Lonesome Me," "Save the Last Dance for Me," "Moon River," "Memories Are Made of This," and "Too Sorry Now." This is one that I had gotten at the Salvation Army, like was it this past weekend or sometime just recently. Got this for, trying to remember how much I even paid. No, I got it at a Goodwill for 99 cents. It's Melissa Manchester. Melissa. It's from '75. This has the hit "Midnight Blue" on it. It's just a enjoyable album. It has some of a bluesy sound to it. It's from '75 on Arista Records. Okay. Then I also, over the weekend, I started listening to Iones by The Nice. And of course, have Keith Emerson of Emerson, Lake and Palmer. He was in the, what was one of the members of The Nice. But this is 1973 reprint of their album The Nice. This was their third album that was originally released in 1969. This is when they pretty much started doing more with prog rock. Before that, they were more garage and psych rock. With this album, they started doing psych rock or prog rock with this album. I mean, and but this is 1973 reissue of it on Columbia Special Products. Next up is comp by them. This is Elegy from '72, if I remember right. Which is pretty much which is pretty much some of their prog rock stuff. You might hear my wife on the phone some in the background there. Sorry about that. But on here, like, they do a cover of Bob Dylan's "My Back Pages," and also Tim Hardin singing "Onto a Dream." Next up is, okay, this one was from '72. It's their Five Bridges, where they have, this is prog rock, where they do it with a symphony. And this one I did enjoy. They did with the symphony, and they did monitor. This was pretty much their last album before Keith Emerson left the group. Because when they were doing this, you had started talking with Greg Lake on forming Emerson, Lake and Palmer. And the last one I have by them, this is was a comp released in '73 on Buddha. Well, I forgot to say that Elegy and Five Bridges were both on Mercury. This one's on from '73 on Buddha, Autumn to Spring. This is album stuff they recorded from the autumn of '67 to the spring of '68. And this is how Second Garage stuff by them. Like, I really like their version of America. It's like their take of America from West Side Story. But this is all pretty good. It's all garage and psych, and I was just really impressed with it. Next up was The Wild Heart by Stevie Nicks. This is on Modern Records from 1983. This is the one with If Anyone Falls and If Anyone Falls is on here, and Stand Back is on this one. This is like her second solo album, and I thoroughly enjoy this album. Okay, and next up, Night Ranger, Seven Wishes. Of course, this one is on MCA. It's from '84. It's MCA and Camel, and of course it has 4 in the Morning and Sentimental Street and Goodbye. And you notice that I have some autographs on here. If I remember right, this is Brad's and Kelly's autographs on here. By Brad, I mean the guitarist, and Kelly the drummer. Kelly Kay the drummer. I've worked backstage for them at a concert in McHenry, Illinois, and so I managed to get their autographs on this one and another album. I didn't get Jack Blade's autograph on these, but he autographed my Damn Yankees CDs. Next up, Willie Nelson with Waylon Jennings, Take It to the Limit. This is from 1983 on Columbia. This is one that I had gotten from Dr. Deadwax in a big box of country records he sent me that I got from him in December of 1980, or not 1980, I mean back in 2013. This is from 1983. That's where the 1980 is coming from. But on here they have 2 covers of like Take It to the Limit and Homeward Bound. And of course, they sing Old Friends on here. It's just a good album. I like the combination of Waylon and Willie together. Next up, another one from in that box. It's Willie Nelson, Stardust. Of course, he does Stardust on here, and covers of Georgia on My Mind and Blue Skies, Unchained Melody, and this is from 1978 on Columbia. And this is the last one from the box. This is that I have, or this time, this is Willie Nelson Without a Song. It's from '83, and just seeing he does a cover of As Time Goes By on here with Julio Iglesias on here. It's more of a mellower song. Some of it's more like lounge music. And with me, I also like folk music quite a bit. And here's a band that I really like. The new Christy Minstrels. They're from back in the 60s. This is their first album, of course. This is from like 1962. They do stuff like This Land Is Your Land, and there's a big one on here in 900 Miles. And it's mono. This next one's mono too. It's Ramblin'. They do Green Green on here, and the Drinking Gourd. And it's from something like 63, I think it is, if I remember right. And then this one, and they're all from Columbia. They're all mono, all three of these. This one's Quiet Sides of the New Christy Minstrels. This is from 65. They do like Traveling Man, Julianne, I Know Where I'm Going, Don't Cry, Suzanne, In the Pines, Deep Blue Sea. And then listen to some new riders of the Purple Sage. This one's from 72. Of course, this is a side project that Jerry Garcia got started. He plays the pedal steel guitar and banjo on here. Mickey Hart plays on here also. And it's an album that I just thoroughly enjoy. Pretty much like a country rock sound to it. It's from 72 on was it on Columbia. Oops, keep hitting my laptop. Sorry about that. And then here's from 76. This is the album New Riders. This is on MCA. And this one, Jerry Garcia is not with them on this one, but I thoroughly enjoyed this one. They do covers of some stuff. One that I didn't, that they do on here is I found out it was written by Otis Redding, was one of the writers. They do Hard to Handle on here, which I really like. Their cover of that song. They do 15 Days Under the Hood, which I like. They do a cover of Dead Flowers. They do Honkin' Tonkin', the Delbert McClinton song. I Can't Get Over You. And the Lonely Right, the third song, the swimming song. I thoroughly enjoy it. Like I said, it's on from 76 on MCA. And if you can see this right here, it says sample copy. I'll let you know right now, around the only one, I think around the only one these had I didn't get from a thrift store is the Stevie Nicks one. That's around the only one I had bought brand new when it came out. Okay, this one is Juice Newton, the Dirty Licks. This is from, I think it's something like 83 or so, if I remember right, on Capitol. But I was expecting more of a country record on here, but some of this is has more of a rock sound, some of it's country, like She does a cover of Tell Her No on here. That's pretty good on here, which I couldn't believe. And this is on Capitol. Then the last two I have here are Olivia NewtonJohn, Come On Over. This is from 76 on MCA. This has cover Dolly Parton's Jolene. Come On Over, which was written by Barry and Robin Gibb of the Bee Gees. She does a cover of Green Sleeves and cover of Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. And she does a decent cover of The Long and Winding Road. And the last album I have is Have You Never Been Mellow, which was a hit for her off this one. This album's on MCA from 75. On this one, she does a cover of Rick Nelson's Lifestream. She also does covers of a couple of John Denver's songs, Goodbye Again and Follow Me. This also has a hit, Please Mr. Please on it. She does a cover of the Holly song, The Air That I Breathe. Well, that's all the music I have. I just want to also say, yes, I also started a Facebook group for people that like 70s music called 70s Music Geeks. Check it out if you like 70s music. So until next time, and also I'm going to be starting a new series within the next few days. Keep your eyes open for it. So until next time, take it easy and keep on rocking.